Hi, I'm Nash. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're not, thank you so much for sticking around. Okay, I did something that I usually don't recommend, and that is using an old sourdough starter, and I did it in this gluten-free teff sourdough bread. I still stand by fresh, bubbly sourdough starter, but let's be honest, life is not always perfect. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and lately life has been a bit complicated for us. And I'll be lying if I say I always use fresh sourdough starter. In this video, I'm showing you how I use my 3-day-old teff sourdough starter, the final results in the texture and taste, and a little bit of a fancy score. Now, let's see how this sleepy GF sourdough starter performs. For this recipe, I'm using as my main gluten-free whole grain flour, teff. And following the instructions of my free ebook, I added all the rest of the ingredients, along with the 3-day-old sleepy starter. Now, on a side note, if you want to do this, I recommend that when you feed your starter, don't wait until it's too far mature. It should have lots of bubbles and have a pleasant sour smell. And then you put it in the fridge for until you need it. Hopefully 3 to 4 days. Not too old. If you use teff like I did here, note that your dough will be on the wetter side. So reduce the water 50 milligrams if you are a beginner. In the morning of baking, I am practicing a bread score. So I made my sketch and set it aside and start prepping my final dough. A little bit of flour, preventing from sticking. And then I made a little mistake when I was shaping the final dough, and you'll see at the end, but it looks part of the design. Anyway, it looks cute. Now for my fancy bread score, I created a template of the bunny with parchment paper. I floured the loaf with rice flour and started scoring the bread. Did I score it exactly the same? No. But practice makes perfect. And that's how you're going to keep practicing your gluten-free sourdough bread and make it delicious every single time. In this bread score, I did had a couple of challenges, and it was that the dough was on the wetter side. So I have to be more careful when I was scoring the bread. And you can see that I erased a couple of times some of the things that I did, and I went for it again. This is something you can do when you're scoring a bread, as long as you have not scored too deep. I preheated my oven at 500 degrees and I baked it all the way at that temperature, steaming all the way. And there it is. Now let's take a look at that crumb. Well, my friends, it looks like my sleepy starter paid off. Look at that crumb. Beautiful, beautiful. I have no complaints at all. The flavor was perfectly sour and the texture was like real bread. If you like videos like this, like and follow for more. Until next time.